We will journey from deep biological secrets inside our own bodies to the most terrifying silent voids in the universe.
Number 7. Terminal lucidity. What if your brain could suddenly repair its own broken circuits just to say one last perfect goodbye to the people you love? Welcome back to our exploration of the unknown, where today we challenge everything you think you know about the boundary between life and death. Imagine a patient who has spent nearly a decade lost in the thick, gray fog of late-stage Alzheimer's, unable to recognize their own children. Suddenly, just hours before their final heartbeat, the fog disappears completely, and they wake up with total clarity, sharing deep memories and laughter.
They could speak fluently, remember everyone and everything. But not long after, they said goodbye and left this world.
This miraculous phenomenon is known as terminal lucidity, and from a strictly medical standpoint, it is considered a biological impossibility. By this advanced stage of brain disease, the physical tissues required for memory and speech have been systematically destroyed by decay. It is like a laptop with a completely shattered hard drive suddenly booting up to play a high-definition movie perfectly for 5 minutes. One leading scientific hypothesis suggests that the body might release a final, desperate surge of neurochemicals to create temporary bridges before the system fails. However, many researchers wonder if this suggests that human consciousness is not actually trapped inside the brain, but merely uses it as a receiver. If the radio is broken, the music usually stops. But terminal lucidity suggests the signal might find a way to scream through one last time. It remains one of the most emotional and haunting puzzles in modern science, proving that the human spirit has secrets that no medical scan can map.
Number 6. Alien continents inside Earth. While our telescopes are busy searching for signs of life on Mars, there are 2 giant, alien-like structures hiding right beneath our feet. Deep within the Earth's mysterious mantle, sitting directly on top of the burning molten core, geophysicists have discovered 2 massive blobs known as LLSVPs. Discovered in the 1970s, one of these structures is buried deep under Africa. It is called Tuzo, and the other lies beneath the Pacific Ocean, each standing about 100 times taller than Mount Everest. What makes them truly terrifying to scientists is that they have a density and chemical signature completely different from the rest of our planet's interior. They have existed for billions of years, and no one knows exactly what they are. It is as if someone took 2 giant, jagged pieces of a different world and shoved them into the center of the Earth billions of years ago. The most popular theory suggests these are the fossilized remains of Theia, a protoplanet that crashed into the young Earth 4.5 billion years ago. That collision was so violent, it blasted enough debris into space to form our moon. But it seems Earth swallowed the heavy heart of its attacker. These internal continents influence everything from volcanic activity on the surface to how heat moves through the very foundation of our world. They are silent, ancient intruders that remind us every day that we are living on top of a massive, prehistoric planetary graveyard. Many questions remain unanswered. What are these blocks? Are they really the remains of another planet? Will they last forever? Or will they one day be absorbed into the rest of Earth's mantle? How about you? Do you think these ancient planetary remains are just sitting there quietly? Or could they still be alive in some geological way we don't understand? Number 5. The immortal jellyfish. Forget everything you think you know about the inevitability of aging, because there is a tiny creature in our oceans that has hacked the code. The Turritopsis dohrnii, famously known as the immortal jellyfish, refuses to accept death as the natural conclusion to its biological story. Whenever this creature faces extreme environmental stress, physical injury, or simply reaches the end of its natural lifespan, it performs a miracle. It begins to absorb its own stinging tentacles, turning its body back into a shapeless, primitive blob of tissue to start its journey over. Through a rare and complex process called transdifferentiation, its specialized adult cells transform back into young, versatile cells, returning it to the infant stage. Imagine being an 80-year-old human, and whenever you felt tired or sick, you could just turn back into a 5-year-old and live again. Genetically, the jellyfish remains the exact same individual throughout this infinite cycle, meaning it could theoretically live for millions of years without ever dying. Scientists are now desperately trying to understand the genetic on switch that allows this tiny creature to rebuild its own DNA and cellular blueprint. It is a biological time traveler that defies the most fundamental rule of nature: the belief that everything that lives must eventually perish. The immortal jellyfish is living proof that the fountain of youth isn't a myth. It is just very small and swimming in the deep blue sea. Number 4. The Amaterasu particle. In 2021, an invisible bullet from the far reaches of the universe hit the Earth with enough kinetic power to confuse every physicist alive. Named after the Japanese goddess of the sun, the Amaterasu particle is one of the most energetic cosmic rays ever recorded in human history. This single, tiny subatomic particle carried a staggering 240 exa-electron volts of energy, making it millions of times more powerful than any particle man-made. But the real mystery began when scientists tried to trace the particle's journey back across the stars to find its violent birthplace. It pointed directly to the local void, a massive, empty graveyard of space near our own galaxy where absolutely nothing is supposed to exist. There are no supermassive black holes, no exploding stars, and no massive galaxies in that specific area that could possibly generate this kind of energy. It is like being hit by a high-velocity sniper round while standing in the middle of a dark room where there isn't a single person. Science tells us you need a massive cosmic engine to create that much energy, but the Amaterasu particle came from a place of total silence. Is there an invisible monster hiding in the void, or are our laws of physics simply wrong about how the fundamental universe actually works? Do you think this was a warning from an invisible world, or did someone just forget to turn off a giant cosmic laser in the void? Let me know in the comments if you think there's a secret space engine hiding in the local void that humanity hasn't discovered yet. Number 3. The Tully monster. If nature ever decided to throw away the rulebook and build something truly chaotic, the Tully monster would be its most successful and confusing creation. First discovered in 1955. Some documents record this around 1958 in the state of Illinois by Francis Tully, a plumber, but he was also a fairly skilled amateur fossil hunter. This 300-million-year-old creature looks like a biological mistake that refuses to be placed in any category. It has a smooth, torpedo-shaped body, eyes that sit on the ends of long, rigid bars, and a mouth that is a clawed trunk. Imagine a prehistoric fish that tried to become a squid, but accidentally grew a mouth arm instead of having a normal, recognizable face. Despite having over 1,000 high-quality fossils to study, modern scientists still cannot agree on whether this thing even has a functional backbone. Is it a vertebrate like a human, or an invertebrate like a common garden worm? After 60 years of intense study, the answer is still unknown. It doesn't share enough DNA or physical traits with any known living or extinct species to be placed comfortably on the family tree. It is like finding a single piece of a complex puzzle that doesn't belong to any puzzle ever manufactured by the hands of humanity. The Tully monster is a haunting reminder that the Earth's deep past was once home to things that followed rules we cannot comprehend. It remains a silent ghost from the past, staring at us with its stalked eyes, keeping its prehistoric secrets locked away forever in stone. Number 2. The third state of life and death. For centuries, we believed that life and death were like a simple light switch. Either the power is on, or the power is gone. But in late 2024, visionary biologists revealed a terrifying third state of existence where the cells of a dead organism can start a new life. When an animal dies, its cells don't necessarily stop working immediately. Instead, they can reorganize into entirely new, multicellular forms with unique functions. Scientists took skin cells from deceased frog embryos and watched as they self-assembled into xenobots that could move and interact with their cold world. They even found that human cells can form anthrobots, which are tiny biological machines capable of repairing damaged living tissue after the donor is gone. In this mysterious third state, Death is not the end of activity, but a trigger for cells to start communicating and building something new. It is as if your body parts decide to quit their old jobs and start a secret, independent club the moment you stop breathing. This discovery changes everything we know about the nature of biology, suggesting that our cells have a hidden, creative mode that only activates then. We are no longer just living or dead. We are potentially a collection of future biological robots waiting for their chance to be born. Does this make you feel more like a biological machine, or does the idea of your cells waking up after death make you feel immortal? Number 1. The Boötes Void. Our final destination today is a place so empty that even light feels lonely, traveling through the dark silence. The Boötes Void. Discovered in 1981, this massive region of space is a sphere of absolute nothingness, stretching over 330 million light-years in every direction. While a region of this massive size should normally contain thousands of galaxies, scientists have only found about 60 isolated neighbors in the area. It is known across the world as the Great Nothing, a cosmic desert where the laws of galaxy formation seem to have stopped working. One extreme theory suggests that we aren't looking at a natural gap, but the result of a Type 3 civilization expanding through the stars. These advanced aliens might be wrapping entire solar systems in Dyson spheres, trapping all the starlight to power their massive, invisible galactic empire. From our perspective on Earth, this would make the entire region look like a giant, terrifying hole in the very fabric of reality. Whether it's a cosmic accident or a massive alien power project, the Boötes Void remains the most silent place in the known universe. It is a chilling reminder that there are parts of space where we might be truly, completely alone and forgotten by the stars. If you survived this journey into the unknown, hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss our terrifying part 2. Share your theories in the comments and stay curious, because the universe is much weirder than you think.